Hey, a bit of a different video for today, but to my weeb subscribers out there, this one's for you. Attack on Titan has a special place in my heart. It was my second anime and my first manga. I can't exactly express how much this story means to me, but I first picked up the manga one weekend while visiting my grandparents at the local library while looking for Naruto to see what manga was all about. Given that the town I was in was mostly old folks and this was the 2013th year of our Lord, before anime was cool, they didn't really have much to offer. But they did have just one manga, Attack on Titan. I checked it out because I thought the cover looked cool. I was bored at my grandparents' house because they wouldn't let me do anything, they wouldn't let me go to the pool or do anything fun, so I just grabbed this new book and checked it out from the library. I remember being blown away by the artwork on page 1 and excitedly turning to page 2, only to be met with disappointment. That artwork from there on was doo-doo feces. It didn't really matter to me after the novelty of cool shading wore off though, I was just that bored. I read through the first chapter and was flabbergasted by how brutal it was compared to Naruto. And I liked brutal. I blew through the rest of volume 1 and was left on a massive cliffhanger, needing more to satisfy my 14-year-old little weeb brain. I went back to the library the very next day and they had nothing. I was in an AOT drought, with nothing to satiate my literary palate. I went home from my grandparents' house, back to access to the internet and my Wii that had Netflix and shit, and lo and behold, what do I find? To my surprise, Attack on Titan had an anime adaptation. And it was good. Like, really good. Where I was disappointed in Isayama's art, thinking that it left much to be desired, Wit's adaptation was eye-candy. Beautiful backgrounds, simplistic character designs that didn't stray too far from reality, and a good story to back up the excellent artwork. And most importantly, I was able to get to the aforementioned cliffhanger. I had no idea how our main character, Eren Yeager, would get out of the situation he was in. Surely he wouldn't make it out alive. He was bleeding out of where his leg and his arm used to be, digesting in the putrid innards of a Titan. But somehow, to no one's surprise except for me, he turned into a Titan, taking out his rage to snuff out the life of his aggressors. This resonated with me as a bullied little nerd kid with arms and legs that looked like pencils and ribs that you could play the xylophone on. I've changed since then, and Attack on Titan has played a part of the mental aspect of that. I can't thank Isayama enough. I was never really an empathetic person before Attack on Titan, but the dichotomy between Eren and Reiner showed me that people are really more similar than you would think. And you can connect with someone if you put in the effort given the revelations found in the final chapter. Everyone already knew this, so I'm not exactly saying something new here. But more than anything, Attack on Titan's a tragedy, because it was only through Eren's death that he was able to bear his intentions and his true self to the people that he loved, Reiner included. Those two are like two sides of the same coin, I would say. The coin is regret, and Eren's side would be knowledge, while Reiner's would be ignorance. They both committed atrocities, though they were a little bit different. Reiner thought that he was simply killing island devils and only learned later that these people that he had infiltrated in order to exterminate had lives and families of their own, and more than that, didn't even do anything wrong. Eren knew that the people of the world were innocent, but he weighed their lives against the lives of his friends, and his bias tipped the scale. Both of the characters expressed heartfelt regret for their actions for different reasons. Together, though, they taught me that the world was morally gray. Obi-Wan said it himself, only a Sith deals in absolutes. Everyone has a reason for their actions, and while sometimes they may be really fucked up, it doesn't mean that that person is bad. Armin, along with Erwin, is my favorite character in Attack on Titan. His evolution from an apprehensive strategist to a soldier willing to sacrifice everything he has to offer is fantastic. I think that one of his defining character quotes is one found all the way back in Season 1.
Listen, I said something to Jean recently. To rise above monsters, we have to abandon our humanity. When we fight, we become fire with fire. Look at her. Annie can do it. I don't know why, but there it is. Simple. You have to match your heartlessness to win.
Out of all the characters in Attack on Titan, other than Eren and Mikasa, you would expect to lose their proverbial innocence. No, not like that. Armin likely does not top that list, but when push came to shove in the first part of Season 3, Armin was the first person to get his hands dirty and kill someone, but it makes sense within his character. He is quick thinking, and given his mentality highlighted by the aforementioned quote, he's willing to get his hands dirty. Yet despite this, he still remains the same character, even going as far as to cry for the person he killed, among other things. The main lesson someone should take away from Armin's character is that despite any pacifist ideology you may carry, the ability to sacrifice and stand up for yourself can't be understated. But that's about it for me today. Thanks for watching.